That's all I got to say on that. Moving on here to Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. This feels like an effort to secure the bag earlier, try and get as much people in after, you know what I'm saying, the flack and then the buzz and then the controversy and all that stuff like that. I think the final dev diary kind of episode for the game dropped. Rocksteady did drop some details on post-launch content. They said the first DLC season, which is going to be all free, is coming in March and will feature an Otherworlds version of the Joker as a playable character. It's going to have new boss fights, new variants of enemies that are coming through as well, some new weapons, I believe a bunch of new Riddler content and activities, a new playable environment in the Daily Cackle, which is I'm pretty sure it's the Daily Planet just repurposed in the Joker's image. And again, some notes on future seasons, 2 through 4 with playable characters, playable environments, all that apparently will be free. So I mean, Kendall, going to you first. How you feel about them trying to, just kind of take an early shot and say, hey, we got free stuff coming, y'all?
I hope it's worth it. Like I hope it's really worth just destroying everything from the past just to make a new stories and bring it up. I know this Joker is from a different universe. I understand that, but you've had like a whole continuous story from the Arkhamverse and everything like that. Outside of it, bro, I hope it works. I really do. I hope all of this works. I hope it gets people to possibly play the game. But with everything I'm seeing, it just seems like, why did they try so hard?
Yeah. No, you're right. It sucks that this game, man. If you would have told me when this game got announced that I would hate it by the time it was gonna get released, I would have been like, bro, you're lying to me. It's just gonna be gas. This is gonna be the next addition to the thing, and it just did not hit the mark. And I don't even really want to blame Rocksteady because I don't know how much
you're right.
power. Because I genuinely think it's WB. These people have literally been making bad decisions for quite literally. I want to say like half a decade. I want to say like the last 5 years. It's just been a bunch of bad decisions by them. And it's just like I see this game and I'm like, damn, this could have been one of, because I'm such a big DC fan, and I probably will still play this game if it's free or somehow I'm able to get a hold of it without having to pay money for it. Like I'll still play it because I genuinely enjoy DC. Like I have Gotham Knights, not the best game, but I've gone through a good amount of it just because I'm a fan of the space. And it's kind of sad to see how the mighty have fallen. At one point Batman was synonymous with amazing games. Like that motherfucker was like on the level of like Kratos.
Yes.
Like you see Batman, you don't even think comics, you think video games, and if you're a movie head, you think movies. But those Arkham games were absolutely top tier.
Yes.
And now we are nowhere near that with the way things are going. So like I want to say, like I really wish I could be like, yo, I want to blame Rocksteady, but I don't know if this was Rocksteady's intention. I really wish the NDAs, whenever the NDAs break or the people leave the company and they actually finally start talking about these kinds of things, like, hey, publishers fucked this over.
Didn't they? Didn't like a group of people from Rocksteady actually like a couple of weeks after actually like announced that they were making a new studio?
Yeah, the two founders of Rocksteady actually. So they are forming a new studio.
But like even then, that doesn't necessarily, to me, like I don't want to see like, oh, I'm just leaving to do a new studio, because people do that all the time with games that they love. Like Bethesda, a bunch of Bethesda people left and made their own companies. What I'm saying more so is like I want to know specifically. I want the villain to be named. Really, is what I want to happen. I want the people who work, and they will never do it because these people sign their checks. But I want people to like leave this environment, and then I hear, hey, these people fucked over Suicide Squad. This was the plan for Suicide Squad. This is how all of that changed. The same way we are now hearing about all the things that happened with Warner Brothers movies, because a lot of those people are no longer there, and like other people are now in charge. Like, hey, Warner Brothers fucked over Batgirl the movie, and this is why they suck. I want to hear that, but on the gaming side, what the fuck did y'all do to this game? Because I'm blaming y'all until I find out Rocksteady was the one who decided to propose this idea.
That's fair. I had to ask a question though. Like, you know how we were just talking about CD Projekt Red and everything with like them making a multiplayer game?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about this game right here, because for me personally, Suicide Squad to me isn't something small, right? You don't just like throw around Suicide Squad. Cool, they could use guns, but like I'm wondering why this couldn't have been more of like a story driven thing, even to the point of like a Guardians of the Galaxy, if I'm even wrong, like how that game worked. Like, why couldn't that have been that?
I mean, that's a great question, and that's why I feel like it has to be publisher. Because
let's ask Warner Brothers. Let's ask Warner Brothers what they think.
True.
It has to be, because the thing is, like, I understand that a game like that will not. I mean, look at Guardians of the Galaxy. That shit was free on Epic last Christmas. Like, I get it. That shit did not move the needle in terms of margins, but it moved a lot of people. When you release Guardians of the Galaxy 2, it will benefit because more people are gonna buy that day one, right? And I think that that's a lot of the problems with publishers or some publishers, because I'll even go as far as to saying, like, this is the same thing that happened with Riot. Riot made freaking the Riot Forge games. I think the first one to come out was not Legends of Runeterra. Damn, I cannot remember the name of this game. But a lot of Riot shut down Riot Forge, I want to say last week or something like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of those games were very fucking new when they first dropped. Like I want to say the first one dropped last year. Like, and the fact that these people, after 1 year of the games not selling a bajillion copies, they're kind of just like, yeah, it's not profitable for us, so we're just actually gonna cut all the games that we had. Yeah, Ruined King dropped in 2021. So it's 2024. After 3 years, they're like, well, the 4 or 5 games we made that were all indie games priced at less than $30 didn't make us a boatload of fucking money, so we're gonna cut our losses. And it's not these games. It's an investment that will grow over time. If I played Suicide Squad, if I played Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and I enjoyed it, let's say I bought it on sale or I got it for free. When the second game comes around, I'm way more likely to do it. It's the long game, but a lot of publishers don't want the long game because Fortnite didn't play the long game. Fucking Apex didn't play the long game. Overwatch didn't play the long. These games came out, had fucking nasty ways of getting money out of you, and then these big companies cashed out. And now they're like, "Oh, I want to recreate that." Well, instead of making Suicide Squad a good 3-game fucking process, where we get some sick stories, some cool acting, yada yada yada. Instead, let's hoe this bitch out, get all the money out of these people as we can, and then at the end of it all, shut that shit down a year later, because it's just cheaper that way.
Yeah, yeah. It's a matter of perspective in this spot, man. And again, I feel like we're in such a monetization priority type of state, if that's the best way to word it at this point in time, where these publishers and these studios are going to do what they can to get the most money. That's why we see these waves. You know what I'm saying? When PUBG came out, after that, everybody's doing a battle royale, and the scene was never the same because we knew that was a crazy way for people to get money like that. It's free, the barrier to entries like that, and somebody's gonna figure out a way to make something happen. You know what I mean? Like for sports games, you know what I'm saying? Once the packs started coming into the fray in early, like, 2000, whenever they came through, 2010, 2009 or some shit like that, and then it started going crazy. The loot box era. There's always these moments from a commercial standpoint in games that is going to push everybody else to go one way, and every time this has happened, games have taken a hit in the respective long-term consideration for enjoyment for players. You know what I mean? Toleration is another thing. People are going to play whatever out of just straight whatever. If nostalgia hits their brains or whatever, they just want to stick with it. They can't branch out to anything else. But in the long run, they'll know that this series got worse because of this. This series got worse because of the free-to-play model. But I still play it, whatever. There's no actual long-term, loyalty or common enjoyment from these things. And I feel like there's no long game anymore for a lot of these companies. There's no long game. There is how can we get to this dollar as quick as possible with as much security and confidence as possible. That's the strategy now. There's no how can we build this up over X amount of years to where people like the series, we can get our money's worth, but we got to build it right so we'll get the right amount of return. You know what I'm saying? We can tip the scales or something like that. There's not that anymore. It's just cut to the money. It's cut to the chase for a lot of these games, and they're taking hits. We're getting to a breaking point with a lot of that stuff to where gamers are slowly gonna not tolerate it You know what I'm saying? If all these series who have yet to prove themselves are going to try and jump on the train that a lot of these established franchises have done, they're going to get thrown to the wayside because they only have enough bandwidth for the bullshit on those known titles. If everybody starts doing it, somebody's not getting on the boat. That's all that is. People have to really start thinking about quality in the gaming space, especially from a publisher standpoint. Because I know I don't think devs are going to want to be like, yo, let's get this free-to-play model that usually spooks players. Let's put that shit in there. Day one, let's get in there. Let's let them pay for some extra microtransactions. Let's do it, man. I don't think developers do that. I don't think it's a developer's best, you know what I'm saying, first instinct to say, how can we make players pay for this game? I don't think that's what they first think of. So this is more of onus on the publishers to rethink what's going on for their short-term consideration and their long-term success in terms of profits, in terms of, again, brand recognition and brand connotation, and how they survive in an environment where there's a thin and the line between that bullshit gets thinner and thinner. In that type of environment, how do they operate? So we'll see, man. But I hope the best. I really hope the best for Suicide Squad. I really do want to enjoy it. I really do. This man.
I hope it fails.
I swear he said it was good. I hope it does okay. He started out his statement saying, "Yo, I hope they do okay." Now, no. We're gonna run that back, bro. If you see that early in the footage, bro, please tell me I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm not wrong. Oh my gosh, insane, bro. All right.